Almost look like quite a good here. Do I or somebody else? Ask always the question. What for? Okay, we know. A time, it's just a time. In this time frame, my hand is here and it's just in the second time. It can't be possible that my hands can be two places at the same time. What can it be? What is my hand? And the description, every thing in physicality there are. Physically, two things be two different locations exactly at the same moment. But there will be not only that will be present, we can always have in some what we are always. Okay, but this is not question of the metaphysics. I'm just here over a philosophical viewpoint of the some being and doing. Okay, 1972, great. Correct me or not, but this is a crap. So 70 was getting more sponsorship. The one the most notable in the 73, the specific beginning was a Marlboro. The Philips Morris and the trademark when it began to came into some. 1972 it was already, this was in 1971 it was already there. So it was end of the 60s. There was no clear evidence that it was ever used before year 1971. 1971, even the 1970 there was actually in the Monte Carlo. 1970 was first time ever. And this was just video. And the sponsorship there was a lot to others. STP5 FINA. Some Italians and UKs and all those even 10 international global. The sponsorship was very much present at the time. And to the same 70 times, at the same time there has been making sure that the races was excluded. There was a 30 races, the season was very crazy, traffic and traceful. Anyway, it was terrific season. It was absolutely awesome. And that coincided making the future the popular of the sport. And why it just has been. It developed, it have a drama, injuries and fatalities. Even the world champion was already dead before he just crowned his championship cleanses. So the season it was a racing comes a reliability, and there is always almost half of the full of the crit is already out of the race due to some technical difficulties. When you have an invitation, it's only making sure the invitation will be there. I have invitation now to say the word, and so I do it to the front of the camera. I'm here at depiction. I've heard a lot of my precedents. So every humans are once again the saying have influenced some other human beings. Do I say here influences some other philosophy or some languages I'm basically using, or do any damn thing there are existed? Obviously this media what I have in my hands, what is called camera corridor, is done by some human beings. It's done by some organizations. Do they say this world has created because we have make up rights? It's impossible that things happen with our rights. Okay, this is always excuses to every damn thing that there is no happy or some any those attributes what there are, or, but it doesn't just matter that much. Yes, it doesn't matter because anyway there is nothing after all. You can accrue the half of the universe and you will become to conclusion. But why we did this? Why we did this? It was useless. Did we ever ask ourselves? Did we ever simulate that there was absolutely nothing to after all? Are we happy now? No. Our happiness is the most superficial thing I've ever do. But because everything is superficial, so what anyway? And that's the question. So the sponsorship came. The Coca-Cola and some beverage Yes, my pronunciation may be very bad, but the enthusiastic is meaning one of the things. If you really want to make sure something will be happen, you can pronunciate it. Spend every time single moment of your life to time to make sure it will happen. Whatever it is, if you just encourage your enjoyment, will. But you have been against a huge organization. Okay, this is even organization. As a human systems are there's different systems, different code. I have systematically here from this, but my question is, what point is it? I don't get any money of the. Nobody pay me a fee or any feel of that. So I pretty much just do it for my own happy and funny. But again, isn't the most crucial thing in the universe is not my time and my own thing. What does it mean to my mind is the one time this time environment existence every L10s. Well, let's take the procedure. So we call it position number. The position number came to the same. This is there is not only 1 to the some 25 to number you should use it, and there is perhaps some special number, but there was everything number was 25 under. So a couple number didn't use it. Number 30, I don't know why. It's not, I don't know, but it's also useless to do not to use it. But that's what some people do. Perhaps they don't do anymore in the 1 year or the next day. You never know what they do, but they do some reason. Others they always give a reason, intention, motive to something why they don't, why they do that. Okay, laps. We have just given a laps there. There will be unlimited amount of laps. The race will still be on, and it will be quite sure that the race will be already. All the cars will be already be retired because there was so many laps that they could have been driving, or there was because it's infinite race. So this is some singular race. We have to separate the single race. We cannot keep the same particles, atoms, inertia, or whatever in the same position all the time because it's just going to explode themselves. Okay, that was the year 1973 beginning. Also, more teams introduced inside, and the grid to separate started with it was a 2 by 2 this time. So they still gave it a flag there, in front of the national flag or something, and gave it the stars. No starlights yet in the year 73, but now the grid made sure that the car didn't anymore. It was that same, so that gave it more space from the porter to the. So that gave it more to the better to qualifying race, more importance because you couldn't anymore to start from 11 position if they get the be in the first because the distance was not anymore the 50 feet, but it was now 500 feet distance opposite from this position from the different currency. So that make it a good difference between the two. So it was a 10 times more distance now, and that gave the more advantage. So the qualifying was more advantage in the race. Of course, it was quite corporate. How easy was it in the race condition overtaking? And so, let's take it to this. And say the race is a code. It was a terrific racing through this year's, as said, accident. This was the 73 Silverstone. And there is 1/3 retired in the first time lap. Too bad it was my favorite Jody sector shooter to name. So there's a lot of sponsorship, and this seems to be very well covered by myself this season, 1973. And there are the very